Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another Blender stream. Today we are going to be continuing with our modeling of a locomotive. So let's get right into that. How is my audio? My audio looks good. Just need to do a quick change there. Okay. And let's get right into it. Pull my wings in. So we have our locomotive here. Hiya, Treya. Good to see you. So we've just started with our locomotive, and I'm going to start on the bogies here and modeling them out, which are pretty complex. Going to start, I think, with a rectangle and maybe just cut away at it. It's like a cube, and then sort of like extrude and adjust everything until we get a good shape. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. So mesh, cube. We'll scale the cube down until we get the right size. There, just like that. Yeah, well, I don't really know it. I just sort of stumble through. Okay, and then if we go like that, I'll adjust the scale like that. Now, what I want to do is probably set a mirror modifier along the x-axis. All right. I think that will work. Now, if we go like that, we don't want it to flip. There we go. Now, if we adjust the scale now, I think that works. Make objects for your game. Ah, okay. Well, that's one way to start. go. Now we can make that more narrow. Oh, you break making. Ah, right. Well, it's all about getting an approximate shape and then modifying that approximate shape till it becomes more and more like what you're going to do. What am I going to use the train for? I don't know. I just like locomotives and I thought it'd be cool to make one. I guess what the answer to that question is, I'm mostly making it for practice. Now, if I select this line here, I can then move out. I think it's a pretty good start. Yes, like training. I didn't even realise that pun. Oops. And we go out like that. And now we've got these sections here, which we're going to have to make loop cuts for. So one at about that spot. And it does this weird thing where it goes in like that. I'm not sure why it does that when I do that. So if we go select a point, just select that point, we can move it back into place. Then it goes up. So another point there, I'm guessing. Well, we can adjust later. And a third one just after there. Now, if I go to line selection tool, select that line, we can move that line upwards, get it to roughly correspond to there. That looks good. We can move that there. All good. And then we can repeat this section later on the other side. Right. I'm making some games. When I finished, I can give you one key? Sure. If you wish to share a key with me, I would not mind. There we go. Right. There. We'll go about there. We'll repeat that action where we move this point along, and I just realized set to point. Move you back. There. Sorry if your English is bad. It's okay. I'm My language skills are not perfect either. So we adjust that to there. So we're going to go think up, and then there's one in the middle. Right. So go line selection mode. Select that line. And we move it up again. And adjust it so we get into there. I am sure you try your best. That's as much as any of us can do. Now there's sort of like this flangey step arrangement there, but that seems to be a separate bit of metal, so I'm thinking we select this surface, and this surface, and we move them all up to that spot. Then we select this line, and it's all about sort of moving the lines so that they're in line with everything else. There we go. A little bit of nudging. And this thing needs a bit of a nudge as well. There, and that needs to be moved down. So basically I'm trying to get this to be the same. Oopsie daisy. As my reference picture. Using a reference is really useful. And I'm thinking that's just a part of that, so we can actually go down to that spot. There we go. And we adjust this one. So this is the bogie, which is the part of the train that holds onto the wheel. At the moment, I'm sort of making it out of a solid metal bit. I remember Choo Choo Charles for some reason. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that in various media. I mean, it is a horror franchise, so I don't really do much horror, and I go like that. There we go. My train is staying cool, yeah. All right. There, we've done that bit. Now what we want to do is, I'm just going to hide the reflection for a moment. Where do we do that? Like that. We go to select faces. We select all of these faces, and I'm going to push this inwards. There, because it's going to be the bit that's holding on to the wheel, so it's in front of the wheel. And now if we take the mirror back off, perfect. Now, let's cut the holes in here, which is going to be a little bit tricky. Now, if we go like that, we go down, so that will be the bottom of our hole. We move there and there. That's going to be the sort of the top. We repeat that action. Right. Yeah. Why is more fast? Understand you. Why is more fast understand you speaking and some guys know? I do not know. Being sort of the comprehension of speech is a really fascinating subject. It might be because while I'm doing this, I'm also speaking exactly what I'm doing. And then we delete that bit. So that sort of hollows this out. Go for the other side as well. So we sort of cut a hole in it. And we've got to close in this box here. So we'll just, oops. Oh, I didn't know. We go set to select lines. So select these two lines here. And I selected the wrong lines. So that line there, that line there. Make a face. This line here. This line here. Make a face. And at the top. There. And like that. Oops, one more. That one. That one. Close that. Then we can do the same thing over here. Get that into a face. Close that into a face. Close that one into a face and right. But this hole is sort of slanted while this hole behind us isn't. So we will select you there and move that so it's straight. And select down. I've got to select that spot there, I think. This one's out of alignment. Let's move it back. Like that. It's good. Just nudge things so that they're right. There we go. Looks a bit weird, this thing here. What's going on there? Now a little bit confused about what's happening. Okay, that's that. What are you? Make you straight as well. Ah. Oh, I've got a sort of a weirdness here. Just... That looks better. All right. So that's sort of... So that makes the bit that's sort of cut out. Do the same adjustments over here. Go for a line movement first. Just that line. Move it back. And move this one forward. There we go. Oops. Lines up like that, and we'll move this one back a bit. There we go. That's a little bit fine. And I think we can get rid of some of these stray things. Like X, dissolve edges, X, dissolve edges there. Dissolve edges, X, dissolve edges. Excellent. Now, next step, I think, is to bring whatever this is down. I think this is the thing that holds onto the axle. So, add a loop cut at that spot. And a loop cut at that spot. And select this panel here now, and we say we'll extrude it down. Extrude region. There we go. Bring that down like that. We'll do the same thing. Oops. Over here. That looks a bit odd. Probably need to move this back a bit. So go to line select. Move you back. It's a bit of a stray here. All right, select. That, let's get rid of that. Faces goes away. Sometimes you get those weird stray faces that get in the way. And we'll go line mode, select you, and move you back as well. Yeah. All the way to there. And you all the way to there. And the problem I have with the modeling is that when I do it, I sort of accumulate these little errors that make my job harder, but I'm not I'm not aware of things enough to know how to fix them or how to recognize them before they cause me problems. So like that. We'll select you. There. And extrude this one down as well. Okay. That is done there. Now we've got this sort of yeah, it is a trapezoid cut out to make there. And these two triangular cutouts as well. What we think we can do is if I select here, select that, can move that along in that way. And this one along in this way. Actually, I could go Shift Z. Yeah, it makes it easier. I want all of this to be sort of like in line with this hole here. So like that. Move that downwards. Move that in. Move that out. And gonna split this as well. So go loop cut at that spot. Move that so it's in line with that. And we can then adjust these points here. Oops, that's wrong. Oh, we've got undo to do. Fix those, so. Like that, and I think I'm only working on one side, so I'm going to have to make the other side come in line with it. Now we've got yeah. Just adjust it a bit more. So it's like that. Now if we go to select face, faces, go Shift Z, okay. Ah. Oh, there's the hole through there, and it's sort of weirdly shaped against the back. It's going to be a problem, isn't it? And, well, have to probably deal with that later. Got sort of a mechanism in there which we can deal with later on. What next are we going to do? I think we'll sort of name this. So this will be bogey. And the bogey is the bit that holds the axle and the wheel. So we could do the wheel next, I think. All right, let's do that. And the wheel's going to be around there. What I'm going to do is, on my selector thing, select here. And which is the button? Go cursor to selected. We tab out of that mode. Go add a cylinder. Mesh. Although technically it is a cone. Let's say cylinder. We'll rotate it around the y-axis by 90 degrees. Shrink its radius down till it's matching that. Switch it. Bring its depth down till it's shaped a bit like a wheel. It looks a bit fat. That's better. And we'll move it so it's on the inside. Cool. Go into edit mode. Select U. And the thing about train wheels is that they're slightly wider on the outside than the inside. So we should scale this in slightly. Good. We'll go for a loop cut along edge. Like that, and a second loop cut right next to it. Now if we go like U and select I want to select that entire ring around there, but it is not letting me. How about if we go select object, select line, and then select line, then select loop, select loop. Okay. Hopefully we've got the right one. Let's see if we can get a flange going with the scale tool. That doesn't look right. So Oh, it's better. Now select flange it out. And going to go out of edit mode and into object mode. I think Alt-Shift D for duplicate. Nope. That's it. Move you up to there. Just make sure we got the wheel all aligned correctly. Awesome. Create a new collection. New, call this one I don't know. Call this bogey. Support, so we'll go, you are called rear wheel. Okay, and bogey in there, and this one is the this you are for wheel. I'm probably sure that there is train terminology for each of these wheels. And then we'd have to, hold on, the flange on the inside or the outside? I'm going to check. Train wheel flange. Train wheel. The flange is on the inside. Oops. Alright, okay. Well, that's embarrassing. And I've got the cone back to front as well. Ah, wheel set. Let's fix that. Actually undo a lot of that. Oh, that's as far as we can undo. So, delete you. And that's easy enough to fix. Rotate you by 180 degrees. Now you're on the right way. Actually, while we are doing that, let's select this inside bit here. And then insert a face. Where is insert face? Shrink, flatten, shear. Rip region. I don't know what that does. Insert face. Shrink you down. Why aren't you shrinking as much as I would want? There we go. Like that. Then we say extrude you. To that spot. We add a mirror modifier. Why aren't I seeing anything here? Oh. Am I reflecting it along the wrong axis? Looks like it. That's what we want. All right. So we have the wheel there, and what we can do is add another modifier, which is the array modifier. Count 2. And we're going to move it along the y-axis, so get it lined up with that. That's making it look more and more like a wheel. So we'll call this wheel set and move it into that collection there, along with the bogey. It's a pity you can't apply modifiers to collections. Because I could just do that and then just repeat that there. But we can duplicate collection, and we can duplicate linked. Actually, that's probably what we want to do. And oh, actually, undo that. Move the bogey into there. Come out of edit mode. Move the wheel set into that collection there as well. Like that. Now we duplicate linked. This second selection. Select both of those. And we move them along to that point. And these other wheels are different, so we won't use the same thing. So these are just the tender wheel. These are the tender wheels. So create another collection. We'll call you tender wheel. We'll move that into there, that into there. Very nice. So we got, these are the driven wheels, and it's got all the complex arrangements for the pistons there, and then we've got the two I don't know what the undriven wheels are called. But I think we will tackle those wheels later. Because I think we've done enough for today to feel like we've made good progress. So I'm going to leave that there. Let's pop back to my main room. Thank you very much for joining me as I did this modelling of a locomotive. As I said before, this is mostly for practice, or in other words, training. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing for more content. Tomorrow we will be playing some Oxygen Not Included. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you later. Goodbye.